Mm-hmm. 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 Alright, what is up, guys? It's Peter Sonic once again here, and I am really sorry, though, that I had to come at you guys with a bunch of political videos, but I'm going to try to upload at least 2 political videos every day, along with a kind of, basically a light-hearted video as well. Because I don't really want to make my channel all about the political system right now, because the political system is all fucked up, and God, it takes a lot out of me, It takes a lot out of me to kind of rant about Trump and rant about Cruz and rant about Clinton and kind of praise Bernie Sanders when I get the chance. It's just that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and all that hog the media so much that you can't really talk much about Bernie Sanders that hasn't been talked about. So anyway, let's just get into what I want to talk about right now. Let's talk about Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. If you don't know, I am a huge fan of the Pokemon series. In fact, I've always loved Pokemon. It's probably been one of my most favorite series of all time as a kid. I don't think there's ever a day when I was a kid that I ever went without playing Pokemon. And the new game, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, well, I loved it so much. With the next game being announced, known as Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, I am pretty much hoping that they can capitalize on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's great success. What does this actually mean? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I hope that they make, if this truly is the next generation of Pokemon, they better make it better than Gen 6, because Gen 6 has so much ruined. And when you talk about the Zygarde forms and all that, it's not good. You can't just leave that stuff out and just explain it in the anime and never give it to us in the games. People, you can't do that anymore. They could get away with that back in like Generation 1 and Generation 2, but you can't get away with that anymore. People will be pissed beyond belief. People will be like, why'd you even bother giving us the Zygarde forms? They're never going to amount to anything anyway. It's just going to be something that Ash sees. Why'd you even bother giving something like Mega Greninja or Ash Greninja? It's not even worth it, because at the end of the day, we want it in the games, but you're not going to give us to it anyway. It is like that, guys. You guys got to realize that. You can't, Game Freak, if they were to do that, that would fuck them over so bad, because you could only get away with that, like, oh, yeah, we're just going to explain the rest of Gen 6 through the anime. Gen 7 will be, game. They could only get away with that back then in like the first series, because there was no social media really. There wasn't a huge there was a huge following of Pokemon, yes there was, but there was no one that could actually say, wait guys, this is not going to be in the games. You wouldn't know that until the games actually came out, so it wouldn't matter. They'd still get their money's worth. This time people would be like, fuck that, fuck Pokemon, I'm done. Introduce all these cool things, but then say, oh no, we'll leave it in the anime. Ho 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 ho. People love that. I'm not saying I ever wanted a Pokemon Z, but I definitely know that if this is the next generation, this pretty much is. It's kind of been confirmed, kind of not. Kind of has. We need to really amp up the game then, because Pokemon Sun and Moon, to me, could be one of the biggest disasters. I think it could be one of the most baddest things, one of the worst things Pokemon's ever done. It's only because they never really gave Gen 6 a proper closing. And unless they can somehow tie up Gen 6 in the games with this new 7th generation game, it could be a huge bad decision, because they can't just kind of do that. You can't do that anymore. You have to make sure, if you're going to leave plots, don't just say, well, you're going to have to watch the anime. What if you don't watch the Pokemon anime? Then you'll never know. You could look it up online, but again, you can't do that with your series. You can't. Jesus Christ. You people that say that are stupid. That would mean a significant budget cut, because people want to play Pokemon Sun and Moon because they think they want these Zygarde forms to be in it. They don't care. Sure, they want the new legendaries and stuff, but they also want the new Zygarde forms. They want the new Ash Greninja. They want the new stuff, too. And if they learn that, and this is from kids' perspective, they learn that, oh, it's only in the anime, it's gonna diminish their hype. They'll still be hyped for a new region and a new game, but they will be pissed beyond belief that Game Freak couldn't even bother with a whole 2 years of making this game to not even add in those things. Again, this is something that they really need to make sure that is gone and accounted for. Now, the trailer with Pokemon Sun and Moon was pretty interesting. I like how I pretty much knew it was going to be a Generation 7 when, they were like 1996 with Pokemon Red and Blue and 2000, with Gold and Silver, 2003 with Ruby and Sapphire, and I think it was 2008 or 2006 with Diamond and Pearl, and then like 2010 and with Pokemon Black and White, and then 2013 with Pokemon X and Y, because they didn't show any of those filler games. Like, they didn't show Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. They didn't show Pokemon Emerald. They didn't show any of those games. They just showed the core titles for each generation. So I was like, oh, this is Generation 7 right here. Unless they go 1996, 1997 with Pokemon Yellow. You know what I mean? Unless they do something like that, it's 7th generation. And then I like how it was like in 2013 Pokemon X and Y, and then it was like, and then in 2016 it all comes together in a brand new Pokemon adventure, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. I wish they would have shown some gameplay footage of the game. I mean, I really wish they would have. I think that was one of the worst directs possible. And a lot of people were pissed off at that direct. A lot of people liked the way they unveiled Pokemon Sun and Moon. But I think something would have been a lot better. Like, hell, we got Xerneas and Yveltal in the first trailer for Pokemon X and Y. With Pokemon Sun and Moon, they didn't even bother giving us any gameplay footage. We at least got to see what the legendaries looked like in X and Y, but they didn't do that here. Even in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire's stupid direct, they at least showed us Primal Groudon and Kyogre, and they showed Primal Groudon using Desolate Land, like his new ability, and they showed Primal Kyogre using Primordial Sea. So at least we got to see and a little hint at what could be happening in the game, because those did not look like normal Groudon and Kyogre. However, it's still a lame direct because we only got to see like 25 seconds. This direct was still cool and all. It highlights Pokemon, and again, it's the 20th anniversary. It highlights what made Pokemon so great and what still makes it so great. But I wish they would have really showed off something for Pokemon Sun and Moon, because we don't know anything. And that's what scares me. We actually don't know anything of Pokemon Sun and Moon. All we know is that it's the 7th generation, most likely. Now let's talk about some things that I want to see return in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I want to see Mega Evolution return. Specifically, I want to see if there are any new forms of Mega Evolution like Ash Greninja. Because think about it. You know those crystals that are in the Japanese logos? And they were even shown in the Diancie movie. I mean, Magearna. And that's another thing. I want new Pokemon for Pokemon Sun and Moon, but we'll get into that second. Those crystals, like the main villain of the new Pokemon movie, has the same crystals that are in the Pokemon Sun and Moon logos. I really hope they explain what those crystals are in the movie, or at least give a little nod to what they could be, because those are the same crystals that are in the movie, and they're the same crystals that are in the game's logos, meaning if it's in the logo, it's probably pretty important. Like, think about it. The Mega Evolution symbol for Pokemon X and Y was in the logos. The Primal Reversion symbol was in the logos of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to symbolize, yes, Groudon and Kyogre get a new form of power. And these crystals are shown in Pokemon Sun and Moon. What do these crystals have to do with anything? We don't know. I think it has to do with something like Ash Greninja, but at the same time, I truly don't know. A lot of people say Burst Heart, where like Burst Heart is an old Pokemon manga where I guess people fused with Pokemon and stuff. I don't think they're gonna do that, because that would look, guys, that'd be too much. Like, first of all, number one, you could get a Mega Pokemon, and then you have like the Burst Heart thing, and oh my god, it would be too much. I just want to battle with Megas. Can we in Primal Reversions and all these? Can you imagine if they added like another feature like Burst Heart or something? That'd be too much. It'd be too much going on for one game to handle. Anyway. I want to see yeah, a better story this time around too. But yeah, and so we'll continue with features that should be returning. Yeah, like they should really return Mega Evolution, and specifically, I want to see if there's any new forms to Mega Evolution. Another feature that I think they must keep is I want them to um keep the experience share the way it is. I know a lot of people want the experience share turned off, but it helps a lot when you're just trying to level up your Pokemon. Because I hated in the older games that didn't have the experience share. Sure, I want a challenge during the main story. Well, then just turn it off, so be it. But I hated having to level up Pokemon in the older games and make it so fucking time consuming. Sure, will the nerdiest goddamn fucking Pokemon players on the whole goddamn planet love that time consuming shit? Yeah. Me? I just want the experience share when I'm trying to level up a weak Pokemon or something. Because I hated in the older games having to send it in to fight, then switch it back out, and do all these other bullshit tactics. And it just took for fucking ever. And you were never getting any progress either. It took, like, once you hit level 70, it took forever just to get those extra 30 levels. And I didn't no one wants to do that. Game Freak knows that no kid wants to sit there for or no kid, no teenager because Pokemon that's what Pokemon's aimed at is kids and teenagers. No kids and there are 25-year-olds play, but anyway, no kid or teenager wants to sit there and play it for like 30 hours just to get 3 Pokemon to level 100. No one wants to do that. That is too fucking lame and it's too fucking time consuming. And many kids would get bored and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go play my other game. Fuck this shit. Asking me to do all this damn bullshit for a fucking level 100. Um, Game Freak knows that. That's why the experience share was beefed up in this game. And I think it helped out a lot because it made it less time consuming to do everything. Now, if you want a challenge, turn it off during the main story, and there you go. There's your challenge. Because you can still get experience. It's just not every Pokemon in your party. So I don't see what's there to complain about the experience share. So stop complaining about people because they're not going to change. If they change it, again, they know that people will not want to sit there for 30 hours. Times have changed with video games. No one wants to have all these time-consuming bullshit. Everyone hates time-consuming shit. And that's why a lot of the games have been shortened as well. But that might just be because they're too easy. The games have been too easy, but that might just be because if you've played it, if you're like me, you've played Pokemon since you were 10 years old, so that's 6 years. You know everything there is to know. So are you really expecting a game like Pokemon X and Y that's aimed at a newer audience because they know Pokemon fans have grown up and people like me aren't getting any younger and we're kind of hitting our peak with Pokemon where we're not super into Pokemon as much anymore and we're kind of losing our touch with it. They know they're going to have to hit with a new audience. Are you expecting a game like Pokemon X and Y that's meant to get people into the game again, a new generation of people, to be hard when you've played the game for 6 years or even more? It's not going to be hard because you already know the ins and outs. These people that don't know, like, oh, electric Pokemon are weak against ground, or bug Pokemon are strong against rock, strong against ground, but not against rock. You know, all these things that are actually kind of tricky to know in your first time playing Pokemon. It's going to be hard for them, but it's not going to be hard for us because we already know the ins and outs. And when you complain that it's too easy and you've been playing Pokemon for 10 years, of course it's too easy. It's like if I played, let's see. Okay, let's say if I played like Sonic the Hedgehog for 2 years, of course it's gonna get easier and easier as I go, and it's not gonna be harder the next game because I already know how to beat the game. It's the same thing how you get good at anything. You just keep doing it, and after a while it becomes easy. Anything, yeah. So I don't see why people complain about difficulty. It's not because it's easy. It's because you've been playing it for so long that it is. That is why it's easy. It's not because the game itself. And I'm not saying like, oh, everyone will have a hard time playing games like X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I guarantee you noobs at Pokemon had a way more difficult time figuring out things than we did. You want to know how when I was a noob, it took me so long to beat the third gym leader? Wait, I'm Peter Sonic.